My teacher, he had me doing takedowns, double legs the whole time since we started fighting.
Absolutely.
I mean, that
it's kind of like, I specialize in ground fighting, but I don't know how to take it to the ground.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. Okay, so tell me about the jiu-jitsu scene.
I'm not against sport jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I think it's fantastic, but I think people deserve to learn the whole...
Okay. What about Abu Dhabi and Gordon Ryan and these super fights that we see, which is no-gi jiu-jitsu? They do start standing, so there is a whole takedown element.
Some of the guys
that's become very popular.
And now some of the competitions are forcing takedowns and things like that. But it's a hybrid. It's not jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu is with the gi.
Okay.
They're doing
your classic
submission wrestling.
Right. Okay.
And not that I'm against wrestling. I love wrestling. But call it what it is. It's not jiu-jitsu. It's submission wrestling.
What about the leg lock game? Because that's a huge element. When I learned jiu-jitsu in 2002 to 2012, there weren't that much leg locks, and then they exploded with kind of John Danaher at Henzo's, and now it's a huge part of the game. If you don't know that, you're going to be in a hard spot.
Some people credit Hall's Gracie for bringing leg locks to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but I believe it was Eric Paulson.
Okay.
He was one of Hickson's early students. He was doing leg locks, and a lot of the guys were training leg locks on Hickson's watch.
Okay.
And Eric Paulson was like very instrumental in bringing the leg lock game to jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
But I like all grappling styles. Even Greco, as limited as it is, has usefulness. And I've seen the resurgence of judo lately.
Okay.
Some of the judoka, like the high-level guys in Japan, whoa, they are training the whole thing like they used to do in pre-World War II judo. They had a ground game, nawaza, submissions, they had everything. I saw a videotape of pre-World War II judo in black and white. Kimura was actually on there.
I've seen a couple
they called
videos.
them the gray beards of judo.
Okay.
And a lot of these guys, when they videotaped this, were in their late 70s, early 80s, and still very spry. I found it very inspirational that these old guys were still able to demonstrate. And they were doing leg locks, foot locks, X guard. The one guy did an X guard.
No way.
It was like, oh my God.
Crazy.
This is like pre-World War II.
Wow.
And they had everything that we have today. So I guess there's nothing new under the sun.
I saw some recent black and white videos of Kimura and some of that stuff. I think it was on Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is cool. And obviously in UFC, Ronda Rousey and Karo Parisyan had some really good judo, and then we've seen a little Greco over the years. And I must say, if you really know your judo, it brings a nice element to the UFC. But I haven't seen many lately. So
I just saw a really cool judo versus jiu-jitsu and wrestling in Japan in an event. The only guy I really knew was Sakuraba, fought in it. The other guys were unknown to me. But the judo guys really acquitted themselves quite well, even without the gi.
Okay.
And they were able, people always say, well, you need the gi to do the judo. No, you don't, man. These guys were getting some beautiful throws, and they were just wearing rash guards and shorts.
I bet. Yeah, it's funny. I just had Bas Rutten on the show, and he just did a movie which is called The Smashing Machine, which is about Mark Kerr and those days in Pride Fighting Champions, which was really the biggest MMA event before the UFC. They had these huge shows in Japan where they'd have 100,000 people watching. And it was like the premier MMA organization before the UFC then took over.
I remember seeing these.
You remember watching those?
Yeah, I watched them.
Yeah. And so it was wild because they recreated all of the kind of 90s Japanese thing, and Bas was talking about that. But yeah, I went a couple times to Japan to support Murilo Bustamante of the Brazilian top team, and I watched him fight twice.
I would have loved it.
Oh, it was crazy.
Excuse me, I would have loved it.
Saitama Super Arena, I was there. There was like 30,000 people there, and it was silent. And
don't you love the Japanese people how polite they are?
Just so polite. And then when they knew they were well versed in submissions. So when they see a submission, everyone goes,
Yeah, they go, oh.
Yeah, but I mean,
and then there'd be like fighting applause.
Yeah,
and you gotta love that.
It's the wildest thing. I think I was watching. I was Bustamante and another UFC fighter. I'll forget his name, but I was super excited and I yelled. I was like, "Come on, Murillo!" And I was the only person that yelled.
Yelling.
And I felt really bad, I felt bad. So yeah, those were just beautiful days, early days when it comes to that.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.